we're live. Cool. Welcome into the D&KP podcast. I'm Justin.
I'm Dean.
And today we're going to do a little podcast, Meet Your Caster. And I'm going to interview Dean here. We're going to have some fun with some topics we're going to dive deep into in the future.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Fun episode.
I'm closing YouTube, by the way, so that we don't get distracted there.
Yeah, I like
it. It makes it easier. You want to?
No.
All right.
All right. So a couple segments, but first, let's talk about your traveling a little bit. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that's one of the more unique aspects of what you've done with the last 5 years is you've seen how many states have you been in?
I just counted the other day. I'm like 8 short for being in all 50 and doing something in all 50 too, not just like stopping through and like.
So that's 42 states.
42 states.
Okay.
Yeah, and not Hawaii, but Alaska for sure.
But been to Alaska?
Yeah, I've been to Alaska.
Yeah,
Alaska was an amazing trip as well.
Yeah.
Extremely expensive.
What's your favorite state?
In terms of travel, like to go visit, like if I was to visit a state?
Yeah, if you were to go back and travel to one of the states you've been to.
Washington.
Okay, that's not Washington. One that I would have.
It's just beautiful. Like I'm a big I like camping. I wouldn't say I'm like a super avid outdoorsman or into that facet.
No, but
but
camp gear.
I mean, I camped outside. I lived outside on a campground for 4 months. Like we BLM camped all over the country, which is BLM is Bureau of Land Management. Anything that's not owned by state, federal, county land is all considered Bureau of Land Management, which is just owned, and it's not owned by anyone. It's just regulated by the BLM. And if you camp away from a road and away from a water source, you can camp for free. So we didn't pay for camping at all that summer. We did all of our camping.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. That's like pro tip as shit. Like,
what's the distance? Is it like
100 feet from the road, 200 feet from water?
Okay.
Done.
Okay.
You're set. Like, and you can just camp.
And those are some kind of safety parameters for whatever.
You have to know if there's bears. That's usually the biggest thing. Know the local fauna. Like if there's like tons of poison ivy or know the local animals. Yeah, it's usually just bears, like bear country.
What's your least favorite? Or
least favorite.
Which one would you least like to go back to?
Anywhere really, like.
That's like Michigan.
No, because Michigan has its merits too.
Yeah,
Michigan's like a beautiful state.
Because you could vacation up north.
Yeah.
Stuff like
oh my
that.
God. Like people like live, eat, sleep, breathe going up north to Michigan. Like even people in Ohio say it. Even people in fucking Illinois say it. They all go up north to Michigan. Like Michigan's dope. It would probably be like Ohio though, for real. Like there's just it's just the least favorite place I've ever traveled. Maybe like the South. It's kind of just like flat and boring. You go to the South for more like food and like conversation, like maritime. You don't there to like see anything like out of this world beautiful. There's no like monument there that's like, oh my God, this is in the heart of the South. Like maybe I can't think of them off the top of my head. If somebody could enlighten me, that'd be awesome.
I'm sure, definitely.
1 or 2.
Leave them in the comments, and then we'll.
I'll go check it out.
Traveling wise, what was like the longest you were on the road?
4.5 months, and that was
without like a residence.
Yeah, without a residence. Yeah. I did 2.5 months when I left Detroit to Florida. Just living like down the East Coast. So that was like 9 weeks of just chilling in my car. Like that was pretty cool by myself. No rules, like $1,000 in my pocket, and like 70% was allocated for gas.
You were taking a road trip of all the Planet Fitnesses.
Yeah, a shower at Planet Fitness. My $10 a month membership was like insane.
Yeah.
Like that saved that. Yeah. But like I showered in the ocean a lot too, or like baby wipes always worked. Like
oh yeah,
you kind of showering is usually your least. Yeah, it's usually your least biggest concern. And I was like parking lot hero. Like I would just hang out in the parking lot. My dad had like an adapter in the car to like just plug any any 2-prong, 3-prong like outlet, and I had a rice cooker, dude. So like that was the game changer. My dad gave me 15 pounds of rice, and I was like, good luck. And I was like, fuck yeah, I ate that for 9 weeks straight. Rice. I would spoil myself by he made me like 5 pounds of homemade beef jerky before I left. And I would just shred up like a little bit, like dude, straight up. Like, I mean, food was least priority, eating was least priority. And so was, what was it? Showering and stuff like that. Like basic amenities became least priority. Cause like, I was just so interested in like disc golf, the beach, and like meeting people. Like that was it. Like all I wanted to do was just like, I mean, the showering probably sucked for them. I wore a lot of deodorant, so you know. But like I was just more interested in doing shit. Like I just wanted to be out of the truck, see things, meet people, try to get jobs, like try to bartend in like every city that I attended. Like why not? Like Virginia Beach, I spent like 3 weeks there just because on Dave alone. Like, you know, Dave lived at Virginia Beach for 7 years, and he always talked up Virginia Beach, but like the dichotomy changed. It's only like beautiful female bartenders, and like they don't need no dudes working there. There's a Navy SEAL base right on there. Like these guys, like you don't fucking get a job as like a dude looking like me in like a Navy SEAL base like town.
You gotta fit your demographic.
Yeah, for sure.
Be smarter than try and make a third of what she could make or whatever.
And they just kill it. They kill it. They make money. They're all gorgeous. Like they come there seasonally. Like, it was awesome. So it was a good experience to see Virginia Beach for a while. I spent some time in Atlanta, but that was more like on the burbs of Atlanta. I didn't really do anything in the city. I played like disc golf 14 days straight in Atlanta. And then that's when I really caught like the disc golf bug. And I started just going around playing disc golf anywhere I could, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to some states. I'm more in the Midwest range for football events and stuff like that. But it's something I would like to do. I think there's a lot to see in the U.S.
Yeah.
I think
our backyard's the dopest backyard. Like maybe China has a great backyard, but like our backyard is easier to travel to. Like you can go state to state. Nobody bothers you.
And then you want to get a little crazy. We got Mexico and Canada.
Yeah,
that
right
still
there.
have some cool stuff.
Canada has 2.5 million lakes. Like you could spend the rest of your life trying to see them all, and you never even get close.
Yeah,
Canada is a gorgeous place. You know, and like that's, you know, I mean, as far as borders go, if you didn't really think borders existed, we're part of the Canadian landscape, like just as much as they are part of the north, like eastern landscape. Like we share. Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin share so much like beautiful landscape with Canada, even just around the Great Lakes, like right up in Superior, and like you know, just it's beautiful. I mean, we're just from a beautiful part of the country.
Down the river, right outside Wyandotte, a little small city outside Detroit.
Yeah,
and like they used to do fireworks on the pier.
Yeah,
and like right off the water, and like it's like in the middle of Canada and in Detroit, and it's just like
it's like if the border wasn't there, it wouldn't really mean anything, because the border is just an imaginary line. That's one thing you realize when you travel a lot. Like borders are kind of just like this imaginary line.
I was gonna say, like with borders, like within one country or with even like one continent, is it like that in Europe or in other Asia countries where like crossing over is way more difficult than it would be with a U.S. to sit like Canada citizenship, because we're like buddy as far as our
so like if your passport's blue, you're good.
Okay.
Like international travel if your passport's blue, you're like you usually don't run into any issues of getting like I don't know, more checks or like more visas, or you know, like our passport's probably the most widely accepted one in the world. So I never had terms in travel or trouble in terms of traveling like that. You know, when you go when traveling in America, when you go state to state, it doesn't really. There's no borders. There's no one to stop you. It's the same thing when you're like inside of like Canada, right? Like province to province, there's no borders. There's no one to stop you, but they view their provinces like we view our states. What I didn't realize before I started traveling was how many countries, like you think of like France. All right. France has like 12 major regions. All 12 major regions are just as broad and different as our 50 states. So like they have huge states, but they call them provinces or whatever they call them there. That are just as diverse and different as us, and you don't have any issue traveling interstate like that, right?
Right.
You can get over the borders quite easily with just a stamp of the passport if you're going within the European Union. But I don't even think we got stamped when we went from like Paris to London to you know, when we did our 2 weeks in Europe, which was cool. Europe was super rushed. I don't think I had like a good. We did like 5 cities in 2 weeks. We were just trying to see shit. Like by the 5th city, we hit London, and like I've always wanted to go to London. Like, you know, big fan of Doctor Who, big fan of Sherlock, whatever it is. Like I just like their TV, and I was always interested in the culture. Like we come from there. It's kind of interesting. Like colonial, like, you know, like they were the imperialists before we were, and then they handed us the torch, and now we're about to give it to China. And it's gonna be like this whole, you know, like, so we have a lot to learn from like our past in London, and like, you know, I was really excited. But dude, by the end of that trip, dude, I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah, like I feel like I was talking to Brianna about it the other day, and I was like, we need to start walking, because if we ever go on vacation, we're gonna be exhausted. She's like, what do you mean? Like, you walk places. Everywhere. Like, we're not gonna Uber everywhere, especially when we go to Chicago.
Yeah,
you're gonna walk
everywhere.
You're gonna walk like 10 miles that weekend.
Your steps get in, dude. Your legs get strong when you're traveling.
And just thinking that we can go on a vacation anywhere. Like we want to go skiing. Well, we should probably be ready to go skiing.
Yeah.
Man. Like I don't want to go there for one Friday and then be sore the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, no, it happened a lot when I worked in Vegas. People would be like, man, you got to walk everywhere. I'm like, well, yeah, you're downtown, but 5 miles long. You have to walk everywhere. And as the crow flies, things may only be 5 or 6 miles, end to end from Mandalay Bay to downtown. It's 5.5 miles. But if you walk from Mandalay Bay at one end to even halfway, just the traversing of people, walking by everybody, going through the casinos, through hotels, you end up doing, 4 miles in that little half mile stretch.
So when you finally landed in Vegas, what do you? I mean, Vegas still living I know I couldn't handle it. I would crash and burn, I think, and that's why I haven't yet even visited there. So, what do you think? I mean, being a server, you're a bartender.
Yeah.
Same thing with your girlfriend. So definitely money to be had.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
you made money.
I guess if you're gonna throw a dart at a state and say which one's gonna give us the most money, bang for your buck for cost of living, type of lifestyle.
It's Vegas, hands down. For what our skill trade was at the time, for what I knew how to do with my hands, for my knowledge, for her knowledge, it was Vegas, Miami, Los Angeles, fucking New York. You were looking at all these big cities. We could go live anywhere. We have enough money to jumpstart a life anywhere. But where's the best bang for our buck? And where were we located at the time? Okay, Miami, New York get crossed off the list right away because they're on the other side of the country. We're in Utah. Our trip's our trip's finishing up. We're in Utah. We're well, do we go to California? Do we drive back to Florida? Go back to Tampa, where we met? We have opportunity there. But I knew Russell. And I knew a dream. That's basically it. I had tried to move out to Vegas once when I was single, and I got very turned off to Vegas. It just wasn't my thing. I think you might have remembered that. I went out there and it was just fucking weird. I had a weird fucking experience. I didn't enjoy it. I'm not a party person like that. And that in the way that people like to party in Vegas, where they like to ball out and spend a lot of money and feel all these ways. That's cool. But it was best bang for your buck for sure. So I think we enjoyed the lifestyle of it for what it was. The first year was hard for me. The last year was hard for Brittany. The first year was hard for me in terms of adjusting, being a Midwesterner. Dude, I view myself very much when I think of myself, my ego or whatever, a very patient Midwestern man. I do. I just view myself like that. So to move out to this city where patience doesn't exist and niceness is perceived as I have two of my closest friends, Uncle G and Uncle Ron. Shout out, love the fucking uncles. You guys fucking rock. Uncle Ron, I can fucking picture him telling me I didn't fucking really know what to think of you in the beginning. I didn't really trust you. Came off way too nice. Nice in this city just means you're trying to get some shit from me. And I'll never forget that. I was what does that even mean? Dude, I help people change their tires on the side. I think that just you help people, you be nice. What is that? What's the negative? You attract more flies with honey than salt. I know all these fucking metaphors and phrases for why it's better to be nice. And in Vegas, it was just perceived differently. So that was hard for me. And then I fell into gambling, dog.
Wow. Well, that's something that I feel my big toe is always kind of swirling around in. And I'm man, FanDuel's right there. We got the casino now with sports betting, which is more of my speed.
Yeah. I just started getting into stocks and cryptocurrency. If you really want to talk about getting back into gambling.
Yeah, but I when COVID began, I jumped on that. Yeah. I played the games. I jumped on.
It's just gambling with algorithms.
But it's the same thing with sports. You're gambling, but at least with sports, there's a proving method that you can win and lose off of, and doing it, and you can budget yourself in a way that this team is I feel way more confident this week, so I'll bet more money than I would on my normal bet that I'm going to bet because I'm a gambler. So I'm going to bet. So this is I'm going to bet, $100 a game, and that's my bet. That's what I can afford. But then I see a big game, and I'm oh man, this is the game that I've been waiting for. This team's going to win. I'll put $500 down.
Yeah.
And that's a strategy people implement into their gambling. So that way they hit 65% of their bets.
Yeah.
But 2 or 3, maybe 5 or 10 are a higher
It's not a bad way to do it because, like, you know, if you're willing to accept the loss of, hopefully all of your big games aren't the lost games is basically what you're shooting for, right? I think one of the best ways I ever saw sports gambling done, and I like respected this man, Ken. I worked with him at Sugar Cane. He had a war room, dude, like 6 TVs. The dude. So what I know of him loosely was he was a bookie. He learned how to run. He was like a bookie. He made his own numbers. Like he made his own numbers really well. So he got good enough to watch baseball, run his numbers against the house, and if there was a discrepancy, he bet hard against the house.
That's a great strategy.
Oh, dude, and
you're betting on your algorithm versus theirs.
The dude in my time working with him, he'd be like the closer. He'd be like, "Hey, Dean, you want to close? Like, you need the money?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll close." He's like, "Yeah, I just hit like a 9." He's just like, "I hit a 9-way parlay. I'm walking home with 15 G's right now." He's like, "I put $60 down." I'm like, "What?" Like he just, and that was 4 times in the time I worked with him.
Well, a 19 parlay. But I will say, for every time you hear a gambler tell you of a story of winning,
I'm sure
there's 10 of that loss.
But all he did was go for big parlays, and he went for big parlays.
Well, so then he had a lot of losses on his
for sure. But at $60, you know, at $40, you know,
and
like
the profit over to that's where people fall victim with bets. Is because that parlay you can always get it back, and like really. But he would have just bet on one of the teams that you thought was a lock, and you just did that 20 days in a row.
I know he did some individual betting, but you know,
when you get
there's strategy, bro. There's strategy.
It's all about what you have to bet on.
Yeah.
And so the strategy changes depending on what type of sport it is, which way you feel more comfortable betting on the points or betting on the money line, and that type of thing. In sports is just it's very dependent on like so many different factors, and that's why the casinos in all over the world are huge. Because the house always wins.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't spend $1 billion on a casino if you didn't think you're going to get back, right? Like that's the only reason they're building new ones.
Yeah, and that's why they keep getting taller.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, I guess that one already. So, one that I didn't want to write down that I wanted to ask is tattoos.
Yeah.
So I know you got a bunch. How many you got?
Like well over. They're like 30. I'll say 30 area. Okay, 30 maybe.
I haven't seen your
30, 35.
Body, so I don't know.
This is like, okay, well, let's go. But yeah, no, I mean, I ended up getting like, if you want to, here's for YouTube. I just have a bunch of small little tattoos all over my leg. I had a tradition with a friend in Vegas that we would just go like every $13, $20 day.
What's that? It's
Mr. Poopy Butthole from Rick and Morty. I got like a ghost cat. This is where right after Route 91, $50, but all the proceeds from the tattoo shop went to the victims of Route 91.
Oh, okay.
And like to help them. So like, you know, I got a bunch of tattoos on my leg. I got like a big piece on my chest. Like in terms of surface area, like, you know, I got a good amount of tattoos. But it's time and money all the time. And as the older I get, I like value money more. Like, damn, it's crazy. I wish I would have got blasted in my mid-20s. Like, if I could go back and do anything with my extra spending cash, I would just got blasted.
Our buddy Michael is sworn. Yeah, he's sworn to say that he's going to get his sleeves finished before you are.
Oh,
he said that now 3 times this week.
How much of his sleeves has he got going now?
No, but he's just going to get the next
all right.
thing done.
Well,
so.
I got a plug right now for tattoos in Buffalo, so maybe I'll drop some cash when I get home.
Yeah.
And, be Mr. Raiden in a fucking tattoo up. I've always wanted to be fully tattooed. I don't know what it was.
What do you mean fully?
Like
from like collarbone down?
Yeah, like neck. I want my neck. Yeah, okay. I like my reward to myself, and like, you know, I've said it since I was probably 20 years old. My reward to myself when I become a successful entrepreneur. I always wanted to work for myself. So like, I know that will happen one day. If I am successful or not, when I end up working for myself full time and I don't have to worry about job interviews ever again. Okay. I want a lotus flower on my right and a rose on my left, and like one done in like really traditional like Asian dot work, but like I know you're not supposed to get a lotus flower anywhere. Oh no, it's below your waist. Never mind. So like I want a lotus flower here and a rose here, and one in like American traditional and one done in like a really Asian style, and just like symbolize, you know, the balance of being half Asian all the time, I guess, in some easy sense. But yeah, dude, tattoos are dope. I like the culture. I don't know. I've always just wanted to be covered. I've never had an issue with it. I still want to be. I'm 30, but like it's money investment now. Now I'm just always looking at like, dude, like I could, man, like if tattoos were cheaper, dude, I'd be all about it. I might have a good plug right now through one of Brittany's friends who, you know, really likes us, and he's a cool guy.
Like good plug, you just mean like a guy that
he'll just do them for cheaper. Yeah, he'll just do them for like, no, I don't want to like just say he'll do them for cheaper because like, you know, but he's a friend and he doesn't like, you know.
Well, like if I go into a a tattoo parlor and I say, hey, I want this tattoo, and I don't know the guy and I don't build a rapport with him,
it's always $200.
He's gonna $200 plus tip. If I hang out with the guy and I'm smoking with them, or I'm hanging out with them, or our kids are hanging out, and he's like, hey man, I do tattoos. I'm like, cool. I was thinking about getting one. Now that price maybe maybe it would still be $200,
but you could get a bigger piece.
But
he'll put more work into it too.
But there's like more communication directly before I get the tattoo. But maybe he will drop the price by $50 or whatever.
A lot of the time, tattoo artists, like,
it depends on how they're paid.
I'm an engaging guy, so I've never really like had. That's one thing like I've always known like I could rely on is like social skills, like at some level. Like so I stay pretty engaging with like tattoo artists, especially. I'm not going to sit there for 4 hours and not talk. Like, like we have a podcast so we can just talk. Like, we love to talk. There's anything I know about you and I, we just love to bullshit and talk. So like, I'm going to get to know you, whether you want me to or not. Like, unless you are just so stone cold, I can't crack you. That's impressive. I've met maybe 4 or 5 men like that in my entire life. Maybe 2 or 3 women who just did not want to
just
engage.
Not even tattoo artists.
Anybody. Of tattoo artists, it's almost impossible. They want to chat.
Well, it's like being like a hairstylist.
Yeah.
Not being
a bartender.
Could you imagine like someone's cutting your hair and you ask them a question, they just don't respond, and they just like, you like, are you deaf?
Yeah, like, do you not hear me? Like, what? Like, I'm just trying to
hey, am I loud?
Yeah. So, I got to know my tattoo artists always. Every one of them that's done, like, anyone who's done multiple pieces on me. So, like, Tyler has done probably, like, 4 pieces on me now. Johnny did a bunch of my, like, American traditional in San Diego, or in Vegas. Tiffany did, like, my first, like, 5 tattoos. But of, like, Johnny, what I realized is, like, a lot of the times, just bring a joint and bring some good conversation and, like, make a friend. And then tell them you want to do repeat business. Like, when I'm sitting there, I usually tell my tattoo artists, like, if they're doing a good job, I'm like, I'm going to come back to you. And I stay loyal. I'm a loyal customer, though. I've always been a loyal customer. If you do me right, I'll do you right and I'll always come back. Like, I'm just like that. That might be like my bane, but like, I've gone to 4 barbers in my life because like I'm a loyal customer.
Well,
like,
and there's something to be said to that, because like your trade being a bartender for so long, you want loyal people.
Yeah.
I guess so. There's like a respect to those other fields that have similar, and that's probably like a, like where it stems from, at least, where it's like you have an understanding or an empathy that like, I want you to have your drink with me.
Yeah.
When I get my hair cut, I'll have it with you.
Yeah.
We're going to have this line of people scratching each other's backs.
Yeah.
And then when something happens, we'll turn, we'll but
somebody's there to help somebody out.
Yeah. And that way, I mean, like, how many people have got jobs that way?
And then you never know, man. Like, connections happen in really funny ways. Like all the stuff going on with us right now.
Yeah.
Like, like we're,
crazy, changing career paths.
So we're both hard switching career paths too. Like, I'm bartender server for a decade. It's all I've known since I was 20 is food and bev. All I've done is restaurants. And now it's like, I'm going to get into construction. Like, cool. Like, I'm stoked. I like learning new things. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it was interesting. I'd just go sell booze, like being a liquor rep. It's right on my alley. Like, I've thought about it a lot recently, but I want to try new shit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's change gears a little bit.
All right.
Let's talk about some of the conspiracy side of our lives.
Oh,
I'm just gonna ask some questions. I'll get your answers if you want to touch on it a little bit. But I just got some notes down, and we'll see what it triggers in your head here. Aliens or superior humans?
As just in general, like if I had to pick, superior humans.
Yeah. I just the more I see and the more I hear and the more I dive down that rabbit hole, I'm like, man, we probably were like awesome. And then that ice age happened. And then
geez. And so, when you get into prehistory stuff and you start really listening to what people like Graham Hancock have to say, and that whole field that he's like innovated, and Uncharted X, dude, I need you to get on the Uncharted X train, because he does the mechanical breakdown. He talks a lot about, like, I can't remember his exact background. He does something along the lines of like he's a civil engineer. Okay. And he understands structures and how things are built. And he goes all around the world and he checks out all these different little, I don't know, stone. He checks out stone masonry. He's like, all right, how could you do this? And he tries to date it back to the time. Like, how would you do this? All right, you say this is 5,000 years old. How the fuck could you do this at 5,000 years old with the current technology? Like, you couldn't move 120-ton stone.
No, but like if you go back 7,000 years.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that the technology could have existed in some semblance before a catastrophic
Yeah,
meteorite,
especially the 12,000, the whole mark of 12,000 BC, or like you know, like our 12,000 years ago, which would be like 10,000 BC, and the Younger Dryas Comet impact theory, and like all these like, and we could go into this for hours.
Yeah.
This is a deep rabbit hole. I'm sure you got more. You said you had more questions. Yeah. Fire it up.
What's the biggest fear to the human race?
Fear?
Yeah, like what's the biggest threat
to the human race? I mean, without being corny, man, ourselves.
Yeah,
like,
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, without being corny, like, God, we are just like too smart for our own good, man.
Was the moon? Did we land on the moon, or was it the studio? Because it changes things. Because why haven't we been back? Why don't we just keep going back all the time?
Moon landing one's rough. Moon landing one's rough.
It's tough.
I'm gonna start this off by saying I'm American. I'm a patriot. I love America hard, dude. You know, I might be a fucking bleeding heart liberal, but I fucking love our country. And I don't want to think that they lied to us so that we can propagate the Cold War.
Savvy.
Yeah, so we could propagate the Cold War against Russia. Like, I don't want to think we did something so amazing. They were purely just where they were like, I mean, like, okay, you look at all the fucking circumstance around. Like, Hollywood's on the rise. Like, production's on the rise. People are learning how to Photoshop. Like, there was proven how many different photos that like they took of like this one guy underwater, and then they just cropped it and put him in like a black space.
Like,
and
like a week apart from when Sputnik went up, and like,
and then we're on the moon.
You got it to space.
Yeah, like we bypassed all of the radiation that comes with leaving the stratosphere. Nobody came back sick. Like all of these really interesting things. Like, I don't want to say we didn't go to the moon, but I also don't want to say we did go to the moon. I'm very like, that's one of those theories. Like, oh, dude, I'm so indifferent about it.
Yeah, and I don't think it really makes a difference. Like,
we're still here.
The prehistory thing to me, or aliens even, that makes a difference because it's an impact that we've been lied to that could maybe we could have benefited from a long time ago. Like, if we know more information, then we're woke, and now we're thinking in a different way.
Yeah,
you know, maybe Space Force starts 20 years ago.
Trademarked by Netflix. So the government has to pay Netflix to call Space Force.
Oh, man.
That's beautiful.
Someone did that with like DallasCowboys.com or something like that.
That's
Joe said it by it.
I remember that was on fucking no, that was an episode of something.
Oh, maybe.
That was give me 2 seconds and I'll remember what it was an episode of. It was either King of the Hill or fucking The Simpsons. Oh, I think that's King. Anyway,
do governments in the we'll say in the world, just stay away from people of America, USA.
Yeah,
USA. Do the governments operate in population control?
In terms of like keeping it down or letting it explode?
Just like, are they monitoring it and doing things to make things happen?
I mean, China is.
I mean, like, you can put laws in place, but I'm saying, are they like, is there like, are they blowing buildings up? Are they killing people? Are they poisoning stuff?
I don't think they do it. I don't think they do it in terms of population control, but like, oh man, there's the theory floated around after Route 91 that I don't even like saying shit like that, but like that stuff like these mass shootings kept happening because it was a plug and play situation. That the gun industry would just make $1 billion after every mass shooting, because every time a mass shooting of that caliber happens, gun legislation tries to come out. So they fear people into like, you can't buy any ammo. You're not going to get any more magazines. Government's taking your guns away. And every time you do that, people freak out and buy more fucking guns, buy more ammunition every time. So I don't want to like, that's a dark ass conspiracy, but I think in terms of controlling, like,
I mean, I don't know how many people are thinking about stuff like that. I mean, there's enough people that we know about it because that's kind of how we hear of these conspiracies eventually through the internet.
I mean, you just go deep in the internet, man. Yeah. You'll hear one and then you research it. And you're on the next.
Would you travel through the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah. Why not?
Because why?
Why not?
Why? If there was a purpose. If my son was there, if you were there and you needed saving, I would go to the Bermuda Triangle to save you.
More success stories than not.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know.
Like in terms of like,
but the ocean wins
every time.
Yeah.
But like you get in your car every day.
That's just some
you get on planes. You get in your car. We do dangerous shit every day. Like, you know, I don't know.
I don't feel like driving is dangerous at all,
bro.
I know how dangerous it is.
It
Like I don't.
I know.
When I get in my car, I'm not.
I feel it.
I did when I was younger.
If you ride a motorcycle, you feel it. That's all you'll ever fucking. That's all you'll ever fucking feel for the rest of your life is how dangerous the road is.
I was going to sneeze on.
Oh, no problem.
Let's see here. Did the Egyptians build the pyramids?
Their ancestors.
Okay.
Like, I think that's what I think. I think if you want to get into prehistory and think about did the Egyptians build the pyramids, I think they inherited the pyramids from a different civilization. I think they inherited knowledge from a different civilization.
All right. All right. A couple of little random ones, and then we're going to get into like a rapid fire.
All right.
ASL. Remember what that stands
Yeah.
for? The age, sex, location.
Yeah, like 29, Canton, male. Oh, yeah, I did that weird.
Yeah, but you did. Yeah. That's for those back in the day.
Yeah, Jesus, way to age us, bro.
Yeah, you will.
You want to talk about who steak?
When did you become an adult?
No. No.
If you could time travel to the day that you left Michigan originally on your journey,
Yeah,
and you could put one thing in the car,
yeah,
what would you put in the car?
money. No. A real mattress, a real twin bed mattress, because I came to that conclusion way too late.
Okay. Smoking or drinking?
Smoking every day, but drinking because booze tastes good, dude.
If you had to, like, if you were on the window seat of an airplane,
yeah,
and you had to pass two other dudes, to get to the aisle to go to the bathroom, would you give them the ass or the crotch?
Oh, that's a rough one, dude. I go ass.
Yeah,
I give them ass. I think that's courtesy, unless I got to shit, and then like you can't like the risk of farting on them. That's
we can't fart on them.
Yeah, but like if you go like even your knees don't mechanically work.
What do you say?
Look. If you go and buy somebody, it's easier to do this, but like your knees lock like this, so you're gonna be falling on it.
Well, naturally,
you know what I mean?
like when you spank somebody, you have them bend over because you can't clench your gluteus maximus, so you can't you can't squeeze the muscle to make it firm.
Oh,
that's why you make them bend over.
Oh,
and so like when you're standing
I just
up,
learned
you
a
can,
little bit about sex today.
Yeah. Yeah. No, actually, that was from high school with the what do you call it? Dazed and Confused movie. So the seniors tried to do that to us. We had 24 hours, so we were hooked up with the seniors at that time. That was like our get into like the party scene, and so if they caught us, they would like wow place. But they said that people that stood up, all my buddies were bruised. They were bruised because they were like squeezing their muscles and they were whacking them and like hitting them.
You just have to let it.
You just gotta let it happen. You get like a little like red streak, and it's fine.
Okay, that's good to know if I'm ever in like a paddle situation.
Oh yeah, but like if you stand up, like you're gonna if they don't hit you correctly.
You ever think about how weird groups of men are?
Dude, we're so weird. Like we go in like steam baths at the beginning of time together. Just sit there. We have the towel on our shoulder, but
it's
we're
like
naked.
Almost like if you don't show your dick to other guys, you're not you're not gay. Like anyway.
All right, let's do this rapid fire.
All right, fire it up.
Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles?
Power Rangers.
Cake or cookies?
Cookies.
Most recent book you finished?
The North American Civilization book by Graham Hancock.
Natalie Portman or Scarlett Johansson?
Oh. Black Swan or like Avengers?
Whatever you want to think about.
Natalie Portman.
Office or Parks and Recreation?
Oh, fuck. Office all day. Michael Scott. I love it's just Michael Scott.
Neo or John Wick?
I'm a Neo fan, dude.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Favorite Batman actor?
Christian Bale.
If you had to play one video game the rest of your life, and that's it, you only get one.
Yeah.
No updates, no patch updates, no.
Oh, World of Warcraft Classic every day because I still play it, and
because that's like a cheat code. To be like, I'll play one of these games that's constantly updating.
Yeah, no. I'd go World of Warcraft all day.
If you had to pick a console game, there's a little bit deeper thought out of it.
Console game, play forever, no updates. Ooh. I don't know. Zelda, like the newest one, Breath of Wild.
Okay,
that's pretty fucking good. Or a Zelda game. I'm just gonna leave it at a Zelda.
Okay. Would you rather watch an esports event or like a live sport?
Which live sport?
Whatever. Pick your esport. Pick your live sport.
I lately probably League of Legends. I would watch their esport. Now my brother's a pro Valorant player, so I've been watching a lot more Valorant. But yeah, probably esport over live.
For me, I like watching esports that I know.
Yeah.
The first person shooter, like when they were doing Call of Duty, and I was stuck from the person's point of view instead of like a gameplay. That wasn't very fun. But like League of Legends has the God view.
Yeah.
And like you can watch whatever part of the map, and they switch to stuff. But
they do that in first-person shooters a lot now, where they do go third-person a little bit.
Because there was that one game that was real popular for a while. I can't think of that. Had like the racer where she would you could go 3 jets and then you would rewind time.
Overwatch.
Yeah,
it was real popular. It's still really popular.
But like I was watching the pro scene for a little bit, and like it was just too all over the place for me not actually playing the game.
You have to know some of the. It's like any sport, though, right? You gotta get to know the the rules.
But for me, I think it's an easier to watch a sporting event because of like how you watch the game.
Yeah,
where it's like not necessarily the pacing or anything like that, but like playing a video game. There's so many things you learn by playing the game.
Yeah,
that like. In football, you can see, okay, this guy can throw the ball. This guy, like, it's a different.
Yeah, I think it's gonna change. I think I think that's sure. Like an interest thing. Anyways.
Yeah, for sure. Best video game of all time.
Oh man, of all time, I would say Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
I think so because of the precedent.
I feel like if I said Final Fantasy VII, I would just be like catering to the masses because I've never played it.
Yeah, I played it. I liked it a lot.
I got a lot of friends that play it.
I've been saving the remake for a rainy day. Like I haven't played it yet. Like they did a complete rework of it, and I heard it was amazing. And I've been saving it for a really rainy day. But in terms of precedence, that I got to give it to Final Fantasy VII. We wouldn't really have much of an RPG genre in the way that we know it.
In a world where there are other superheroes with powers, what superpower do you want?
Where they're
so like multiple people have superpowers or superheroes.
Are you allowed to like? I mean, like with no Supermaning, right? Yeah, Supermaning's so annoying.
More of like
you
the
just have everything.
Style.
Yeah, a specific mutation to yourself.
Yeah.
Magneto.
Yeah, but I mean, like when you put the X-Men out there, as soon as I said it, I
knew you're gonna like okay, but all right, the real one, just fire straight up. I would just want to control. Like if I had to control an element or something like that, fire.
If I am
a firebender.
If I am the only one that could have the power, it changes it for sure.
That's true.
Because like just being able to fly, you could not be
flying is dope. But if you know fire, then you can fly. So that's why I take
the other
fire,
thing too. Though, if you can fly and you're not like bullet impenetrable, you're setting yourself up.
yeah, you are. Yeah. So
because like jealous,
because like just a straight bullet, you're toasted. It's gonna hit you right before you hear it. So yeah, that's a big bummer.
Yeah. Right. So maybe not fly,
but
invisible.
Oh, creepy.
But then is your clothes invisible? Can my clothes be invisible?
No, it's exactly like Invisible Man. You have to be naked, and your dick's just swinging all
I don't know what I would choose then.
Yeah, I think
like being invincible, like Luke Cage would be cool, but like
that's dope.
But like it's cool when like okay, now what do I got to do to like?
It's cool when you want it to be. So like fall over on someone.
My fist is invincible then, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so then I just gotta learn how to fight.
Yeah,
like that at that point, like
if you became like a martial artist, you would be insane.
Yeah, like just shred like 50 pounds and just like be able to like.
But like here's my problem with like being like invincible. Are you invulnerable like totally, or are you like immortal almost, or like are your organs invincible? Like how far invincible do you go?
Well, let's go there. Would you rather be like immortal in the sense that like you'll never die?
Is it at the cost of something else?
That's what I was saying. They always have
like Dorian Gray style or like vampire style.
That's what I was thinking of, but I didn't want to go. I wanted to compare it to like being invincible while you're alive, but you're gonna die eventually. Like so like one you can die natural causes, the other you can't.
Okay.
During your life, like would you want to be invincible? Like you try to stab with a sword.
Or you're saying like immortal, you could still get fucked up. You're still alive.
Yeah, but you're just living. No. You die. Like the immortal version, you die, but you.
Well, if you're immortal, you can't die.
I know there's got to be another word for it. It's like in between, like you have like endless, like you can live forever.
Okay,
you're not because that's.
But if you get your head chopped off, your head.
Your head
chopped off. Okay, like that's vampire immortality.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's because whether it's at the cost of something or not. That's like
I'm
vampire.
not up on my.
There's so many different kinds of fucking like immortality.
When we talk vampires, we're bringing Brianna. She's watched every
vampire
episode,
everything.
And she knows she could probably write her own script.
That's good. Vampires, dude, are like that's a great genre, and I just feel like if I never saw Twilight, I probably would have got more into vampires. They're cool though.
I'm not mad about vampires at all because it opens up a door, which now it led to Lord of the Rings. For Brianna in our situation.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Because like she's okay with this like little magic being a part of their life.
Oh yeah.
And not necessarily
sci-fi begets more sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like I mean that's just how it goes.
And like so like her rabbit hole's a lot, shallow right now. And so like she's on episode or the Two Towers, halfway through the Two Towers.
That's good.
And so like we just had to have the time or want to kind of sit down.
Did you guys watch them tonight a little bit?
Well, tonight we watched Rogue One.
Oh yeah.
Theo's going through, my son's going through the Star Wars. We finishes the first 6 episodes, and we did Han Solo and Rogue One because they're kind of in that area.
Yeah.
And then we might do the Mandalorian followed by the next 3 episodes. So I know he's gonna love the Mandalorian because of Baby Yoda. He keeps asking me, "Is Yoda in this? Is Yoda in this?" At least with Rogue One, like Darth Vader's in this, probably his best scene because he just goes through and just like, yeah. So I think my last question on the list here is Adam Sandler or Seth Rogen.
Oh. Ooh, I mean, I'm like a 90s kid, so I definitely got an Adam Sandler spot in my heart, but I probably Seth Rogen, just quality writing. Yeah. Like Adam Sandler, like they did great stuff, man. But
both have a lot.
Yeah, they do. It just the quality writing on both ends, but Seth Rogen hits a certain funny bone with me that like, like there's only 4 or 5 Adam Sandler movies that are like really stand out in my brain. But like, there's a lot of Seth Rogen movies that like he's either written, produced, or been in.
I've never laughed louder than when I saw Superbad in theaters.
God,
that was the funniest movie I've ever seen the first time.
Quality.
I mean, the saddest movie I've ever seen. Funny People.
Wow, you saw that. That's a rare one for people to see. That movie was a dark comedy, bro.
Brutal.
Yeah, really rough, man.
Like, and it could have been better. I think they
harped on it too much.
No, I think I'd have to rewatch it again, which I won't do before I speak ill of it, to be fair. But I think that there's some moments that like you could have tweaked with a different actor or like a couple different lines that like it still would have felt like a pick me up rather than like this weird like no movement. Like it was like a sad movie all the way through.
Yeah. It was supposed to be sad with like funny tones, like funny jokes with really sad underlying story.
It just for when the movie was released. It was a really weird type of movie.
Yeah, and I know people weren't ready for something like that. Or people might never be ready.
But if they would have done it now where we haven't seen something from them in a while, it'd be a little bit more. But like
that was Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler, right? Classic pairing with like
I don't know. I don't know if she was in that as though because it was Seth Rogen and Adam Sandler and like
Seth Rogen played one of the
and Adam Sandler had cancer and then I don't want to spoil it, but it's the worst movie I've ever seen. So
but it was pretty.
Don't waste your time. All right, the final question. And the one that we might even devote a whole episode to because I'm going to put some stuff together and do some research and prove that superheroes would beat Goku, right?
Oh man, what superheroes?
Well, that's the thing because I'm like, if I did the research, which is probably already done for me online, so I'll just have to read some forums essentially.
There's a frame of thought that goes into it, though, man. You can't
beat Goku because
he's unbeatable. Yeah, you can't beat a Saiyan.
But like
stronger every time.
They've all been beat before. So anybody with Vegeta's superpower to do that, like finger point, whatever it is, like that thing is like OP, like so hard, and like he only does it like after they're already like destroyed.
But like defeat in American comics, defeat is usually like I don't want to say death, but like like death or imprisonment or like your time in the story arc is over, right? Like in terms of that story, like the story arc's over, but like defeat for Goku or like defeat for Vegeta literally, not figuratively, makes them stronger, and then they're able to come back and win. So like
it would have to be death.
So okay, a fight to the death. I mean,
but the thing is, if you get like almost any backup for Goku, it's over. He wins.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like not even like in the same genre. Like
does Goku get any senzu beans?
You get Goku, and then like 10 superheroes, and then after those 10 superheroes, you get to pick 2 superheroes, and I think Goku automatically wins at that point.
I think
just because if he gets any support, he's so fast you can't stop him.
Yeah. So I think most superheroes, other than
like I would have
the ones that are like invulnerable,
I'd have to cross reference, and like I'd have to do like something weird with somebody that like
I can't see anyone from MCU beating him,
like the Atom that could like just blow himself up.
Yeah,
and like do like something like that where like it would be over the top, like have to dive deep. But like if you give me just DC guys, the Justice League, like Goku's gonna wipe them up because like 3 are dead like instantly.
DC, he runs into an issue with some of the villains and definitely Superman.
Well, Superman versus Goku alone.
Yeah, I think Superman takes it though. I really do. I feel like Superman takes it because like,
no. If Goku really wanted to, if they went off planet, it's over because if there's a red sun, Superman's human and it's over. So like it gets to a point where like
I thought red sun makes
the yellow sun makes him strong. Somebody needs down the red sun. So.
I really think that Goku's not invulnerable though. That's the thing. Goku's not immortal, and he's not invulnerable, and he's not invincible.
I don't think Superman has what it takes. Oh, he just proved to us in the new that he does. He's not supposed to kill, right?
He's invincible. But Superman is literally not figuratively invincible under a yellow sun, like unless it's kryptonite.
But I was gonna say,
like unless the obvious weaknesses. But like Goku,
no, someone of his same strength can fight. He makes him bleed. He can lose.
Superman?
Yeah, he's been proven in movies and comics.
Oh, are you saying like when he fought like Zod and shit?
Yeah,
like when he fought like
there was a chance he could have lost, but he won the fight.
Okay, I guess
even when he fought Batman could have killed him. No, he had kryptonite, so that's
kryptonite.
Different.
Yeah, if you're using kryptonite, it's literally kryptonite. Yeah, there's a whole metaphor.
That's what I say. I think that might be one of our.
That's a rough one, man, because it's just like such a.
It's a silly idea.
Yeah, it is.
It's something that like would be cool if they could do something cinematically, but they won't, and it's just
Goku's just so OP.
But like, all right, Goku versus the Hulk. Like if you say World Breaker Hulk when he's that pissed and he's that angry and he's that mentality, I mean, like he was just going around killing all the Avengers and World Breaker Hulk. But like we haven't seen that in the Avengers yet, so it's like
I don't think we will. I think the closest we got was on Thor.
Yeah, the Mark Ruffalo Hulk could not beat a Goku.
Nope.
That's just what I mean. It just
unless it was that Goku from that shitty movie. Like, so I'll never forget. Like me and my dad went to go see that when I was like 16, and we walked out of the theater.
Wow. I think I fell asleep to it like a bunch of times on while I was on like a free streaming. But that being said, I think it's about our time tonight. Thanks for joining us
over there. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it. Come back. Next Friday?
Next Friday. This is our jam.
Yeah, I think next week we're going to be doing interview with me.
Yep.
Dean's going to throw some questions at me, probably in a similar way that I threw my hand, try and point out some topics we like to talk about and paint us in a good light. So
I think it'd be good for you guys to get to know us before we start really delving into topics. I really liked what we did tonight. I think it was kind of cool. I've never really been interviewed before.
Yeah,
so that was kind of fun.
Well, not for like, hey, you bartended before?
Yeah, like
cool. You're hired. You know the guy.
Yeah, like that kind of interview. Those are easy.
You know him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
All right. See you on Tuesday. Can you be here on Tuesday?
Yeah, that's it. But those interviews are different. So yeah, that was cool, man.
All right, we'll see you guys Friday.
Later, guys.
See you.